Okay. You get out 50 feet. At 50 feet, the rope barely goes into the water at all. Like the tree itself is like
Okay,
40 feet
I
away
tie
from the
my
rope line.
second rope to the other rope,
Mm-hmm.
and then I continue.
All right. So you're like
I'm gonna
50,
hang
60,
on to
70
that
feet
part.
out in
I'm
the water.
gonna make sure it's safe, so I'm
Okay.
holding it.
So you're like 70 feet out into the water. What have you done with the guy that was unconscious, Lily, who is puking?
I put it out of harm's way before I
Okay.
go secure the rope.
What's your strength, Lily?
8.
8? All right, whatever. You
If
can
I
drag
have
him
to
to shore.
drag him, I'll drag him.
Yeah, I'll say you can drag him. What's your max press? It's on your strength. It's like the
Do
fourth
you
number
even
over.
lift, girl?
Seriously.
Neal, I have I
19.
have done
19?
more research, and I think you're partly right. I think that while it would push some of the water out of his lungs, if he remains unconscious, it would increase the likelihood that he would choke to death if he were vomiting. So, although some of the water may come out, it's not actually going to help him that much.
Okay. Who wants to make his survival check? Someone do it.
I don't want to do it.
Do it fair.
So how does it work?
Give me a d20. In this case, you need a 15 or higher on a d20.
Oh my god.
Yeah!
All right.
Nice.
He's going to make it.
What's his name?
We'll get there later.
Can we rename him?
All right, December. You are trying to bring this guy to the boat again, or to the
And there's nobody on the door anymore, right?
in the middle of the round. Like, well, tell me right now. You see no one on the door. No,
And I don't see anyone on doors at all.
no. Yeah,
So
you don't
both-
even see the other door. The other door is gone.
Well, because there were 3 doors total. No.
It was
there
you and 3 people, and then the 2 of them in one. Remember?
It was me and 3 people tied together, but we were 2 and 2 on 2 doors.
What?
But if we didn't do that, then that's fine. Whatever. It's
No.
over.
Okay.
Anyway, so I guess I still keep trying to bring this guy to the door.
Strength check it.
That didn't work.
14. No dice. His own strength check is also a failure. You're making progress. You know, by this time, you've been making slow enough progress that you've managed to get to the door.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can
I
get.
put
You're swimming up to the door. You can't get any farther past it this round. And actually, around that time, you see one of the guys like scramble and start climbing back on. But he's having a hard time because he's being pulled down by the other guy.
So I don't know if I can do that this round, but this is just the sequence of events. I make sure this guy gets like his stomach up on the board, on the door. And then I cut the door free, and then I try to help the other 2 guys get back up on the door.
Okay. Next round. Oh, no good. No good. Faye and Lily, perception checks, please.
Yeah.
Okay, don't worry about it then.
Come on, Faye. Oh shit. Never mind, Faye.
So December, this round you got this guy on the door. You go over, you cut the rope on the door, and the other 2 people. He manages to get himself on the door. Just pulled back in the water. One guy who had like started climbing on this time gets sucked right off, and a few moments later, the other guy that was off, you see his like hand reach out of the water and grab, and like he barely pulls his head above water, and he's screaming and yelling like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die!"
These guys are
Fucking terrible people.
freaking noobs, man.
Their rolls aren't doing well, but then when someone gets pulled off, the other person gets pulled off, and then the other person gets pulled off, and then they try and get back on, but they roll poorly, and it's a fucking storm out there. And once you start, you can only hold your breath for so long, and their constitution's fairly average.
So I'm gonna do my best to steady the board. So I don't know how this works with rolling. So you tell me whether this works for you. I think if I were to hold on to the opposite side of the board from them and swim backwards, like use an egg beater kick to swim backwards, then I'm gonna hold the door more steady
Mm-hmm.
and down so that it will lessen their chance of falling off and it will move them faster toward the shore.
I don't think it would be. You would definitely move them faster towards the shore, but I think the issue isn't that the door is like flipping on them. The issue is that they're going up 12 feet with the swell and it's raining, or a wave is crashing on them. Like the issue is not with the door. The issue is with them being like exhausted and falling off and being pulled out and stuff.
So if I were to push from behind instead and be there to like grab someone's butt and push them back on when they started sliding, would that lessen their chance of falling off? Because I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall. Because here you go, here you go. I mean, which may be what it has to do. But is there anything that
I feel like I saw a YouTube video of like kittens,
yeah,
like throwing themselves back down from some chair or something, and someone putting them back up. It seems like that.
It's a little like that.
So can I do that to help, or should I just continue following behind them and helping them up when they fall?
Your call.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, will I actually lessen their chance of falling off if I do that maneuver?
To simulate the conditions of uncertainty in a storm, I'm going to let you make your decision, and then I'll tell you how it plays out when you're doing it.
Okay. I'm going to push the board like this at arm's length, so I'm not laying on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just behind them, so that if any one of them starts falling off, I can kind of shove them back up.
Okay, cool.
Or catch them so they can pull themselves back up.
All right, so you got 3 guys on this door now. Next round, boom, boom. 2 of them, no problem. 1 guy rolls a 2 on his check to hold on to the door. You immediately start slipping off. December, with her, keen eyesight and quick-wittedness, goes to push him back onto the door. Give me a strength check to shove him back on.
26.
Boom.
Nice.
Nice.
No problem. He starts slipping. You give him a little push on the butt, and he slides forward onto the door.
Get back on there! Stop falling off.
All right. Other 2 guys. Okay. And then, okay. Faye, you are out in the water. You see these people coming towards you. They're about 2 rounds out right now. They've had some trouble. The door didn't really get very far past the boat, but now it's cut free and it is pushing out there. Next round, they make their checks. December, you're swimming. Fine. The same guy that you just put back on the door immediately slips right off again on this guy. This guy has the worst luck of anyone in the entire world. I swear to God.
What's his name, Neal? What's his name?
We'll get to his name later if he survives.
Come on, Neal. Don't be so pessimistic.
All right, so he slips off. He's not tied to anything, and he just like falls beneath the water again. The other 2 guys are still holding on and kicking as hard as they can. What do you do?
Can I reach down and try to grab his hand? Because he can't fall all the way away from me, can he?
If they're paddling and he just like if a wave comes and like knocks around you guys, you can get pulled away pretty quickly.
I'll go after him, for heaven's sake.
I'm trying to figure out.
Oh,
he's not going to be too far. He's not going to be too far. As you see him like fall off, you grab. You're pushing on his butt to get him on board, and it doesn't work, and he falls. I would say you can like grab hold of to his pants while you're holding onto the door. What do you do though? Now that you're holding onto his pants,
the pants rip off.
Try to help him back up on the door.
Strength check it up, December. Do it. Second strength check. Oh my God, no. In fact, he actually gets pulled out of your... You lose grip on his pants. And
I guess I go after him.
Okay. The other 2 guys are fine that round. The next round, they're fine. They're going to get to the shore. Oh, someone needs to make a luck check for them.
This guy is my sailor, right? The guy I keep saving?
Yes.
Okay.
You wanna do it,
Someone
Steph?
make a luck check for the door.
I don't remember how to do it.
Straight D20.
20.
Higher is better.
Whoa!
Boom!
It's like my 4th D20 tonight.
They managed to like
You gain
get
an
themselves
HP.
between these 2 giant like rocky spires. December, you're going back for this guy. They're going forward. They take off and they make for shore, and they actually do quite well. The 20 negates their need to roll another luck check. December, you're going after this guy. You find him tossing and turning under the waves. He's struggling for breath, but you can also see in his eye, like, he's struggling, but you can tell that the struggling is kind of getting half-assed. Just like, Give me
chest, Terry.
last chest here. Give me another strength check to pull him up. He does not make it, and you see the life kind of like go out of him, and he just kind of like goes limp and just kind of does nothing as you reach for him. Faye, you help guide these guys in. They get between the rocks. You help guide them in all the way to the shoreline.
So I can't grab him, no matter what.
You can grab him, but he is unconscious.
Okay.
Under the water.
Do I see anyone else around me? Do I need
No.
a perception check?
You can make a perception check, but even if you roll like a 90, you don't see anyone.
Okay. I guess I grab him.
All right, you grab him and strength check at +5 because he is not fighting you anymore, and you're floating in the water.
$20.
You need a 21. You kick and struggle. I would say you're drowning, except that you can breathe underwater, so you're fine. Eventually, you guys all make it to the shore. December, give me a strength check to see if you can aim yourself, because it's just you. You don't have to like paddle the door. So, strength check for you. You need see if you can paddle your way between the rocks properly to get to shore. 13. Well, the 12s were making it before. 13 is going to make it just fine. You get to
So did
shore.
I grab the guy?
Yeah, you've got the guy.
Okay.
But by the time you get to shore, he's unconscious and dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. You get to shore, you can't find a pulse.
And I don't know CPR, right?
Yeah, and modern science is always redefining what dead really means. So he's gone though.
He is gone to us.
Yeah. Faye, while you're out there looking for people, you see an unconscious person floating by you in the water, getting tossed around with the waves.
Is there anyone else that I see that is alive, or I only see this guy?
This guy.
Okay, I run to him.
Okay. Strength check to see if you can pull him to shore.
Ooh.
Oh.
No, you lose your grip on
push
him,
away.
and he actually gets tossed by the waves onto some rocks and dies.
Oh.
Oh no! He wasn't dead. No.
Well, whether he was dead before, he's definitely dead now.
Oh.
All right, you guys are on shore.
Fuck.
45 minutes pass, or not 45. Some time passes as you try and like gather everyone. You're looking out. Your ship is just like cracked open. Half of it's fallen, like disappeared beneath the waves. The other half is like still kind of stuck on these rocks.
December is still kneeling next to the guy that she tried to save and just has this kind of look on her face.
Lily, you have pulled this one guy onto shore. Pulled him up to the tree line. He is unconscious. But did we say that you cleared his lungs? That he drowned. Yeah, he lived. He lived. He's lived. And another sailor, you see staggering up crawling up the beach onto the shore.
I'm gonna go help him out. Can I I don't know, hold his hand and pull him?
You can help him, but he's pretty good on his own. Like he's made it this far.
I'll help him.
You guys all kind of reconvene, the 5 remaining of you on the island. Well, 4 of you and the unconscious guy. The remaining people are 1, 2,
and we don't
3,
see
4,
anyone
5, 6,
bobbing out there or anything like that still.
No. To see which sailors these are, give me a D9, somebody.
Who wants to do it?
Not me.
Lily, give us a D9.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hotness 13. Guy makes it.
Is that how you qualify? You rate them by the hotness? Is that how they exist?
Yeah, because I never ended up coming up with names for these guys, so it's still just hotness numbers. And give me another D9, but don't roll a 6. 8. A hotness 12 guy makes it.
Wow.
Nice.
We got the good ones.
Yeah, because it was 13s, 12s, 1 14, and like 7s and 8s and 9s.
Yeah. We got pretty good ones. Nice.
Okay, these 2 guys have made it. We're going to give them names now as they are survivors.
Survivor 1 and Survivor 2. Wilson! I want a Wilson! Wilson.
One of them should be named Heimlich.
No, their names are
The other-
Key and Scrap.
Key, as in like unlock it with a key.
Yes, his name is Key, and the other guy's name is Scrap. He has a real name, but people just call him Scrap, so he's been going by it his whole life. Well,
Cool.
ever since he got into sailing.
Cool.
Well, shit, guys.
Like the third ship we've lost.
Yep. How are we gonna get back to New Zealand?
We're terrible pirates.
Well, we have some temple to loot-ish, maybe. Maybe not.
We lost everything.
I know. It sucks.
Neil, do we have any kind of proficiency of like boat building or repair?
Your
Pirates,
ship is
please.
splintered into pieces. There is no repair.
Can I salvage the lifeboat?
Well, the squall is still going on. The storm is still going on. Actually, you don't know how long it's going on for, but it's not ending today. That much is clear. The lifeboat is out there in the sea somewhere. If you want to go out and look for it and try and drag it to shore, you can.
All right, I
can't see it from here.
No. The seas are too choppy. Winds are high. There's rain in your eyes. You're miserable.
tried
and
to-
cold.
I tried to build a. You know, like in the Survivor, they take like tree leaves and they pull like
You,
put-
like a shelter?
yeah.
Okay. How far inland do you guys go?
15 feet.
15 feet? So just
Yeah.
inside the tree line.
Yeah,
Okay. And you guys are building shelters to the best of your ability?
yeah.
What do you have? Does anyone have any proficiency that would help with that?
Let me check.
Can you make an argument for that one way or the other?
Which kind of proficiency?
Can you make it? Do you have a proficiency that would help you build a shelter? You tell me.
I have climb walls so I could climb things to get good branches.
This is
That's
true.
nice.
I have astrology. So I can point to stars.
I have no. No. Tumbling. So if I go up in the trees and I fall, I can like.
I have acting, so I can act like I'm building a ship.
Direction sense to make sure we don't get lost.
So no, you guys don't. Can't
I have a religion of ship building. As seamanship.
All right. So you guys, you come into shore. You're soaked to the bone. You're looking around, trying to find a shelter or build a shelter or somehow shelter something. From where you're standing, there's not really like
Fireball.
from where you are. There's a kind of a hill that goes up to one side, which is where the ship wrecked nearby, and kind of like a low beach that runs out. But there's not. I mean, if you were to walk inland another 100 feet, you start the terrain starts to rise in the jungle and it starts to get pretty hilly. It is very jungly though, so you may not be able to find like build a nice solid structure, but you can just find branches that are broken off, and you can like stack. You just stack foliage and crap up above you and kind of crawl inside, and it keeps the worst of the rain from falling off you, but you're soaked to the bone anyway. And shivering and cold because your wet clothes are like clinging to you and just making you even colder. None of you guys have a survival proficiency?
Nope.
No.
All right.
Wait. Oh, I didn't see this other piece. I have rope use. That could
Okay.
help.
Guess you can tie things together better, but I mean that's not going to help you build a shelter.
I have a
really.
juggling proficiency.
Your call, not mine.
What?
I don't remember picking these proficiencies. to
I
be
don't
honest.
either.
Neil picked them.
Yeah, Neil, you picked all of it.
I don't
Yeah,
think I
it was
picked
not
these.
my call.
It
You
was-
picked it for sure. I
Yeah,
never
I
did.
didn't put any of my spell like anything that's on my sheet. It was all you.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was such a thing as some of these proficiencies. Not that it changes anything, just that, for future reference.
Yeah, same for me.
You can try to go hunting if you're hungry.
Um,
I'm not gonna let myself die, Neil. You won't.
yeah,
kill
I'm just
me.
looking at these things. Okay.
We could go sleep in the temple.
DM may decide that the adverse conditions cause the character's constitution score to drop more rapidly than 1 point per hour. That's for swimming. You're out of the water, but I would say all your cons have dropped by 1 temporarily. In the weather, in this terrible storm with no real shelter, you've got some mediocre shelter. I would say your cons will drop by 1 point every
Wait,
4
with all my
hours?
exploring, would I know if there's like a cave or any cover we could go to fast?
No, you don't really remember this section of the map, the island that well. Like you walked around for a couple days, but you don't know it well enough to know where there would be a cave.
But I drew everything.
What are we waiting to find out right now, Neil?
I'm trying to figure out how to deal with you guys being out in the weather, in shitty weather with no real shelter nearby. I'm going to say that your cons have all dropped by 1 for now, and that every 4 hours you stay out in the storm in your crude shelter, your constitution will drop by 1 again. If your constitution drops to 0, you die.
We just die? We
Yeah.
don't lose HP, we just
No,
die?
no, like by the time your constitution gets to 0, you're just so exhausted your body gives out, sort of thing. You can think of it as losing percentages of HP over time, or just like losing con over time. Either way, you're just like you're getting exhausted and tired, and you're freezing and shivering. And you're getting hypothermic. You might catch, you might actually get pneumonia or something, and just.
Then when we're feeling like shit, I'm gonna cast rope trick, and we're gonna go rest for a few hours in the other dimension. Neil, please.
Let's do that
How
now.
long does rope trick last?
Let me check. A few hours.
Really?
I feel like it's enough to regain our thingies. Rope trick, two turns per level, so 2
that's-
times 6, 12 turns.
12 turns. Each turn is 10 minutes, so 12 turns is 2 hours.
Yeah, let's go chill in the thingy for 2 hours. Come on, people.
Do you cast it?
Yeah.
Okay. You got cast rope trick, and you climb up into.
A warm, comfy other dimension where there's
warm?
no storms.
Is it warm?
Extra dimensional space where no creature can find them.
It would be at least neutral
You can have 8 people.
and not cold.
Yeah, it would be at least neutral.
I would say
Room
that the air
temperature.
quickly switches between the two places. Like if you're in a storm, if it's freezing down there, it's going to be freezing up there, but you're not going to get wet from up there.
Nor wind.
Right. There won't be, well, there might be a little bit of wind that trickles in from the hole.
I
'Cause-
block it with Unseen Servant.
That doesn't do anything.
I don't know. We like put a drape on top of
What
it.
drape?
Like
Yeah, we bring up some foliage and put it over the hole.
like sleeping gear. I don't care.
Okay, I mean, it's a 3x5 foot hole. It's like it's a
Yeah, we put the sleeping cot on and it blocks the wind. And
You guys don't have a cot. I mean, so you bring up some branches and some crap and you try and block the wind.
Yes.
All right, cool. We don't have to go too specific. And you stay up there for 2 hours.
yeah, and we try to warm up. We do like the little penguins do, and we're like,
Yeah, like snuggle.
What about your wet clothing?
Take
we
it
get
off.
naked.
You all get naked up there,
Yes.
even with the 2 guys.
Yes.
All right.
You
You all strip down. They strip down too.
Roll for boners.
Ew, Jen. Come on now.
Their bodies are trying to conserve heat, Jen, not
Oh, so they're tiny.
rid themselves of heat.
You want to roll for size? Oh my
No,
God.
Jen, no. We're not doing this.
Come on now.
No. There are children watching, Jen. There are children watching.
We lost Missharvey.
That's even worse. You're letting children watch this happen.
Why do I think this
Guys,
is so funny?
Come on, we must keep a little
Yeah,
bit.
We are not in junior high anymore. We do not need to roll for boner.
We must keep some semblance of maturity and mystery about this show.
Okay. Oh, Jen, when you rope tricked, how does rope trick work?
Oh, holy shit, this hurts.
Um,
Sorry, I had to say.
how high up in the air did you rope trick? Actually, that kind of changes some things. How high did you rope trick up there?
Wait, considering the intelligence of 17 of Lily Dudley, she would have rope tripped the best she think it is. And considering
No, I need you to tell me what that is.
her air proficiency wouldn't help in her knowing.
Okay, so you're just trying to get the rope to the point where the box where it's least windy, or what?
Where it's more, where I think it would be most comfortable. Like, less wind.
Is that higher or lower?
Maybe Lily would know as a sailor. Plus
Okay, well,
air
you decide.
elementalist.
Is it higher or lower up that is safer? Better.
I would think lower.
Lower? Okay, so you make it as low to the ground as possible?
No, like
Oh,
a few feet
no.
up.
What
How
is it,
high? So
water?
it's between 5 and 30 feet up. So how high up?
6 feet.
6 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, so just 1 foot above the minimum.
We're
Just
not
to
close
get
to
the-
shore, right?
You guys are 15 feet in
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
15 feet from the tree line.
from the
Oh, what
tree
if
line.
the water gets in?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So that's why if we're not close enough, then the lower as possible. But if we're close to the water, then as high as possible.
So how high do you do it?
All right, then we walk up to where there are trees.
You guys
and
are
then
15 feet in from the tree line already.
I think we're okay, guys.
Okay, 7 feet. 7 feet.
7 feet?
Yeah, one for the luck.
Okay.
Because we're gonna fall down 7 feet afterwards.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was hoping you were going to say 30, so then you'd all take a bunch of falling damage.
That's
But-
so funny. That's
I
hilarious.
read my spell,
Uh-huh.
Neil.
Good. All right. So you're 7 feet up. After 2 hours, like trying to warm up, and are you
feeling
guys
good?
huddling together for warmth? Huddling? You're
Yes.
staying
Yeah,
apart.
Yeah.
All of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except they're on the outside.
They're the outer penguins. You guys are the inner
Yeah.
penguins.
Yeah, we're
We're the
the inner
inner
penguins. They're not looking towards us, they're pointing at the other direction.
So you're making them colder because if they're facing away, that's going to be colder than if they're facing towards
No,
you.
we're not making them face away.
Fine, we're not making them colder. Hashtag roll for size.
Jen,
12.
Bad Jen. Very
I'm just
bad Jen.
reading
You
chat.
die. Jen
Why
dies.
D12? Why
Said
D12?
D12 for size, and I think it's hilarious. Okay, nothing.
you're upsetting my poor little dog. She's only 5. It's too mature topics. Okay, cool. I'll tell you about it when you're older.
If you're really going to do it, it'd be 2d6 minus 1.
Thank you, Neil.
Why the -1?
To
Because
get
you
the
can't-
correct average size.
We're not doing it. I'm putting.
We're not doing it, no, but
I'm so amused.
look, you got to figure out what the average size
No,
is,
if
what the
I
min
do
and
a
max
male-
is, and you kind of, do
If
some
I
math.
do a male
2d6 minus
character,
1
I'll
is
do
about
it
right.
because
I
it
wanna
would
roll
affect
for
my
Jackie.
self-esteem as a character.
Do you think boob size affects your self-esteem?
Yes, I think it does for teenagers.
Good point.
Depending on the societal norms, because it depends on what the culture thinks about boobs.
Exactly, but if it's a Canadian, then
Well, I mean, you would roll boob size, and then you can make the judgment from there. You can be like, bigger boobs are better, smaller boobs are better, but you'd still probably roll the same size because that's a matter of like averages, I guess. I don't know any of these things. So 2 hours
Anyway.
later, you guys come crashing to the ground below you. You get sticks and foliage and crap all around you, and you are back out in the cold weather. So
We feel
now you're
better.
naked.
We put our
And-
clothes back on.
You put the wet clothes back on?
Did we actually feel better with them? I feel like no.
No, you feel better without the clothes.
Let's stay naked, guys.
Lily's true self comes out. Lily forms the nudist colony. New Genland.
We shall rename this island New Genland.
Okay, so I mean,
Is that
can
where
we
we
dig
get
a hole? Do we have
genitalia?
anything to dig with?
You have only whatever's on your character sheets to dig with, and whatever you can find on the ground.
I mean,
But one of these surviving sailors warns you that if you dig a hole, it's just
Question.
going to fill up with water.
Question.
Yes.
Let's say I would put grease on the floor and do burning hands. Since it's a magical fire, would it still burn and warm us up?
The fire is non-magical. The fuel is magical. It would probably burn. You're not sure. You'd have to try it. It would be fire for 15, 20 seconds until it all burned out.
Wait, how long does it last?
The grease will last for a period of time, much longer than that. But the fire will consume the grease.
Yeah.
Put grease,
But
Lily.
sometimes people put grease on water and then fire catches anyway.
Lily, you should put grease all over the most big tree you can find, and then light that on fire because a big fire might not be put out by the wind and rain.
Okay, we do that. I grease
Okay.
it
Well, you
too.
can't put grease becomes it's a like a thing on the ground. You can't. No, wait. Fuck it. You can grease a tree. Screw it. You can grease a tree.
Yeah, I have 10 yards range, 10 by 10 feet AoE.
All right. So you grease a tree.
Can she grease more than one tree if she's putting
It's
it
10
up
by
in a-
10, so she can grease everything in a 10 by 10 area.
So find like 3 trees in a 10 by 10.
Okay, I do that.
3 trees in a 10 by 10. Oh, fuck it. You grease a bunch of shit. All right.
Then I burning hands it.
Okay.
And then
You
we
cast
dance
burning
around the
hands,
fire.
and the trees go and ignite.
Yay, we
Um,
dance naked with reckless abandon around the fake fire.
Totally.
Okay. So
Also, we hang up the clothes near the fire to dry.
Yeah.
it's still raining.
We put them as very close to the fire.
To warm up the...
under a shelter.
Wait, do we have anything
We
plasticky?
make a clothes drying shelter.
Let's see if we have anything plasticky.
Plastic.
I
Plastic
don't.
was not invented.
I know, I'm just looking for something. I mean... Nope.
Okay.
I don't have anything.
Is there anything else that you guys want to do to shelter yourself? Because the squall is going to continue. The storm is going to continue going until it blows itself out, which you guys aren't sure how long that is.
I think we should
And you'll
just
keep losing a
Well,
point of con every 4 hours.
If we're getting super cold, my last attempt will be fireball the whole area.
Well, I mean, I think we should just use a shelter. Like, can't we build a shelter that helps us at all?
Yeah, I'm asking you, but what sort of shelter do you guys want to build and how?
But
And with
didn't
what
I
tools?
start that already?
You guys were talking about it, but no one really.
No,
God,
I
I
said
mean-
I
You
did
started
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you build a shelter and no, that's right. No, that's the
Okay.
1 point of con minus for every 4 hours when you're in like the foliage to
Okay.
keep the rain off of you as much as possible. I mean, it
So
still
we
leaks
build
down,
a shelter that is open facing to the giant fire, so that all of the warmth comes into the shelter,
but okay.
and we hang our clothes so that they're in the shelter but facing the giant fire, so that we're staying as dry as possible with the giant fire heat.
We build
Right.
it survivor style.
The fire doesn't last too terribly long. It burns for a while, but once the easy fuel has been burned away, like bark and branches and stuff, the fire goes out. So it lasts like 10, 15 minutes.
Ugh.
But like while the fire is burning, Faye digs a hole in the sand and she brings more and more like wood pieces and she tries to like create an actual fire under the shelter. Just like
Oh.
Survivor.
Yeah, good call.
I like it, Faye. Because
And
they
someone
keep
has
the fire
rope
going
use?
in the rain too.
Someone has a rope use proficiency,
I do.
The rain.
and you still have phase 100 feet of rope.
Yeah, I untie it from the trees and I bring it back.
And I still have some rope tied around me.
All right. I actually have to step out for a moment. Is it break time? Or
Yeah,
are we,
it's about break time.
All right, cool. Let's take a break. I got to go do something. I'll be right back. See you guys in a few moments.
Okay.